Hi everyone. Today I'm actually going to start looking after my plants once again. And I'm actually starting the series with a plant that needs a lot of attention. So this is my string of pearls, and as you can see, it's only the last few pearls left in the plant. So what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to try and repot it, and I'm just going to show you the process. So just a little bit of background. The last few months I've been a little bit busy, and so since my plants were in self-watering, I have neglected them a little bit more than I should have. And though majority of my plants are doing perfectly fine, a handful of my plants have had some major issues. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through each of those plants and talking about them. I'll share the plant with you and talk to you about the plant care that I use. So usually semi-hydro, it shouldn't have come to this stage, but my string of pearls have been a little bit more sensitive. But also the water reservoir was empty for quite some time. I had it in a corner and I completely missed it out every time I was watering my plants. So that was totally on me. It was neglect from my side, unfortunately. And the plant has paid the price. So I'm hoping to change that going forward. So what I'm going to be doing is, as you can see over here, we have this plant in semi-hydro. So I get my semi-hydro from Soil Ninja and I quite love them. It's similar to Lechuza Pond, if you're more familiar with that. But semi-hydro from Soil Ninja does not have the fertilizer beads in it, whereas Lechuza Pond has, the mix comes with pre-mixed fertilizer beads. So, but you can purchase it separately from Soil Ninja and you can add it to your semi-hydro as well. I like it without the added fertilizer because I use liquid gold leaf with my watering. And since it's coming up to spring now, we are in March right now. So coming up to spring, it will be a great time for me to start adding my liquid gold leaf and I'll start watering anyway. However, for this particular, since I'm taking fresh cuttings and I know this plant is a little bit more sensitive, I'm going to be using Fluval Stratum. So this has a little bit of, so this is a Fluval Stratum that I've used in the past, so I'm repurposing it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cuttings in there because I find Fluval Stratum does better with new cuttings. So I'm going to be using that mix instead of semi-hydro to propagate. So this is going to be a very simple process. Unfortunately, it's very heartbreaking though, but it's a simple process. I'm going to take a cutting. I'm going to try and get rid of the dead beads, or actually they're the leaves of the plant. And this is one cutting and this is another cutting. These are the only two viable cuttings over here. So I'm actually going to decide to snip it, though it is the last one, is the end. So usually I'd have left it attached, but I'm not too sure which one is going to survive. I'm going to take this part is going to be dead, so I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to simply just stick it in there. I have stuck it a little bit more deeper because I wanted the node, the actual end, to go inside. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Okay, and then we've just got another part over here. Now over here, I do have some green parts with certain node points. Now I'm not too sure if it will grow from there, but I'm definitely going to use them because I hardly have any nodes available for me. And over here as well, towards the end, I am still going to use this, but I'll stick it in separately. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to stick it in by itself it's got only a couple of nodes in there. So I'm going to stick it by itself. And I'm going to really hope and pray that it's going to work. And then for this particular one, here I am being very greedy, and I'm actually taking each node and putting them in separately. So I'm just trying to give the plant the best chance of rooting. And this is the end bit. I'm not too sure this is going to root, but I am still going to just try. And there you go. This is my plant that's done. Over here, there are no other viable nodes. So what I'll do is I'll take out this plant and I'll reuse the pot for a different plant. So over here, as you can see, this is now going to be my new pot. I'm going to fill the water reservoir and I'll fill it up to the display window edge. And that'll be it. And I'm going to make sure over here, I'm going to put it under my grow light and make sure that the water reservoir is topped up. I'm not going to keep watering it from the top, but because it's got a wicking cord, it's going to pull the water up and it's going to be adequately watered. From time to time though, I will just check that the top layer of the Fluval Stratum is moist, but I don't want it to be soaking wet. And that is it. It's simple. I'm just taking a few cuttings, and after some time I will let you know how it did in this particular propagation. Apart from that, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much and happy growing. Bye.